Mr. Man Talks, back with another one. Today we're going to be looking at the Girsan 9mm 1911. Let's get into the details of it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I want to hear from you. Stand by. So I picked this up and I really didn't need it, but you know how gun guys are. We have a lot of wants. This is one of my wants. I originally had wanted to order a black one that my friend had, and they had this one in color, which I thought was pretty dang cool. It looks like a Coyote or an FDE. It's made by Girsan. It's made in Turkey. This is a copy of 1911. It's chambered for 9mm and has many different upgrades. Let's take a look at some of those upgrades and why this is such a good shooter. Okay, let's start up front. Actually on top. So we have 3-dot white sights, which I like. They look like they're Novak style cut. It has a full-length guide rod, barrel that's flush with the end. On the frame, we have a 1911 style rail, and it fits different lights you want to put on there. I like it because it looks pretty cool. And I think if you're buying a 1911 9mm, you might as well have something unique and different about it. Looks like it has a fancy-ish trigger. It's a curved trigger. And let's see if you get in there. Yeah, it has a little bit of traction on it. You know, 3-hole lightened trigger. Has a pretty good slide stop, slide release. It has a little bit of, on the front, a little bit of grip right here, a little grip of serrations in the back, a little bit larger. As you can see, the hammer, skeletonized style hammer, one very large beaver tail grip, which is pretty nice, ambidextrous, both side safeties. The grips all has a flat mainspring housing. This is actually plastic. No lanyard loop at the bottom. If we're looking at the bottom right now, we are looking at no bevel, anything to write home about. A little bit of traction up front, help let your hands grip into it. And we're looking at the grips. The grips come with it. They're actually not bad. There's some sort of hardened plastic. Provides a little bit of traction. You see it's beveled out for the magazine release, which is a standard magazine release, and this is not swappable. But I try to change these out for a different style of grip, and I think my grip screws are too long, or there wasn't the right amount of space in between them, and the grips didn't fit, so I put the old ones back on. Personal preference in no particular order. Features I don't like. I'm not a big fan of ambidextrous safety. It's just me. I like the single-sided safety, and if I was going to put any more money into this, I would switch this out for just a single-sided safety, get it fitted. This could be a negative. The plastic mainspring housing, it's flat, it has some good checkering, but if you're going to put more money into it, same thing. This is a budget handgun, by the way. I'd replace that. If you look at this right here, the ejector, that is how the ejector is sitting as it came from the factory. Now, yeah, it looks a little bit out of whack, doesn't it? It's a little bit long, and I thought about filing it down, but then I'd have to refinish it. I've shot this already, and it works just fine, so I don't think I'm gonna mess with it right now. Now, when I got this handgun, I took it out to the range after I had completely disassembled it and cleaned it and shot it. It shot flawlessly. And I didn't have any issue with that cosmetic-wise. I mean, you're looking at a $600 gun, so I don't know. I don't think it's worth putting any money into it. The one thing that I did do to this that is not factory is I replaced the mainspring housing spring with one from Springfield Armory. The one that comes from the factory from Girsan is very not forgiving. It's very tough, very long trigger pull, heavy trigger pull. The Springfield Armory is perfect. So I went with that, and it's been my good one and only upgrade that I've done. Now let's get into some of the details about the magazine. I don't know if you can hear outside, there is a windstorm going on, and the neighbor's dog was barking. So let's go into the magazines. Comes with a 9mm magazine. See, that's the only downside to getting this. It's a single stack 9mm 1911. 9-round magazine comes standard. but it also takes 10 round magazines, which I've bought about 6 of these, and they all work flawlessly. This gun has not actually given me any hiccups, any problems, any stoppages at the range. It's a pretty fun range gun. I mean, it could be used, I guess, like any other gun in a role of home defense. I wouldn't use it for that. I would use it just for what it is, a fun, different range gun. But the magazines work flawless. This one, I believe, looks very similar to the one that came from Springfield Armory, and I do not think this is a Springfield Armory one. It could be. This one is a Brownells version of the Bekar 10 round magazine, and it works pretty darn good. Because money is a thing, I only have so many 1911s. Now I do have a soft spot for 1911s. It's more of a nostalgic thing. I like shooting them. They're a lot of fun. They're smooth shooters, and if you get a good trigger on one and a good reliable one, they're great at the range. I wouldn't use them for anything more than that. Its direct competitor, at least in my safe, is the Springfield Armory 9mm target. Now, it takes the same magazines. This one obviously has different sights on it, different finish, but this one does the same thing this one does. If you're worried about going to the range, you're not competing with this, honestly. But it's going to be a fun gun to take to the range and shoot. So I like this one for what it is. I also like the Girsan for what it is. My buddy tried to buy it off me not too long ago, and I think I'll hold on to it for a while. I really like it. So this is the MC 1911C. C, I'm assuming, stands for compact, because if we look at it here, it has a shorter commander style length. Let's take the full sizes, a full-size government Springfield, lay it on top of one another. You can see it's a little bit shorter in length on the barrel. It shoots fantastic though. It's a good handgun. Good length. I guess you could use it for concealed carry, but like I said, this isn't really a concealed carry type firearm. This isn't anything but, for me, for a range gun. I am curious to hear from all of you. Do you even like the 1911? What is it that you do or do not like about it? You know, and a lot of people poo-poo it. I want to hear why you don't like it. Yeah, double stack 9s, I get it. They've replaced this firearm in many different ways. But there's nothing like having a huge chunk of steel in your hand, putting 9mm bullets down range, and hitting a target and keeping tight groups on it. So what would you do if you had an option to buy one of these? Have you bought one? What are your experiences with it? I'd like to hear. Oh, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. And I always appreciate you sharing it with other people. Thanks for watching. See you next time.